Look at this. Look at this. This is no good day for me. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 Hunger Games magazines. This one is a movie companion, not really a magazine, but oh man, this is no good day for me. And the question is, which one of these things am I going to review on site? Next. What's going on, you guys? You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, bringing Hollywood home on a budget. Today's review, or should I say today's reviews, are about one of the most overrated film franchises of the 21st century, in my opinion. And yet, it certainly caught fire with critics and commercial audiences alike. I'm talking about The Hunger Games. Last time I reviewed The Hunger Games, specifically the Catching Fire Us Weekly Collector's Mag, I held a bit of a grudge against Jennifer Lawrence for her ill treatment towards certain fans. I had heard those horror stories, and I wasn't happy. This time around, I am going to be looking at this with a critic's eye, without trying to be so harsh. So let's get underway. We have here another Us Weekly Hunger Games Collector's Mag, this time covering Mockingjay, the two-parter conclusion for the entire film saga. It's covering both parts simultaneously. We have here on the right, The Hunger Games Catching Fire Illustrated Movie Companion, official, authorized by Lionsgate, which participated fully in the making of this book. This is $1.99, and that is $5.99, and both of these were purchased for 25% off, so we're going to begin with Us Weekly Hunger Games Mockingjay Collector's Mag. With 3 giant posters, exclusive photos, an on-set scoop, and sexy new stars and sequel secrets that applies to both parts of the concluding Mockingjay trilogy. There you go. I will say that this book is definitely lavishly, exquisitely illustrated with photos on set, but not so much behind the scenes, although there's a lot of behind the scenes info from a lot of the cast members to satiate that particular need. And when I say a minimal amount of behind the scenes photos, look at this. Go behind the scenes. Who stole the Katniss wig? An inside look at the making of the movie as stars recount their prank-filled days at disco nights. Cue Beyonce. Jeffrey Wright left, and director Francis Lawrence, no relation to J-Law, the man the District 13 monitors on the Atlanta set. 1 behind the scenes photo, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, decent amount, but I would expect more considering that this is Us Weekly, and 5 does not cut it. This is one of the 3 giant posters that you will see, although my favorite is actually right here. And that would be Katniss Everdeen in all of her burning fire glory, dressed and ready for combat, sparking golden angel wings, ablaze in the background. The courage of one will change the world. The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, November 21st. So, of the 3 giant posters you're gonna get in here, and it's a miracle to me why none of them have been taken out already from the previous owner. It's a miracle that all 3 of them remain intact. And I will also concede, as I have several times when anything J-Law pops up around here, that Jennifer Lawrence is indeed hot. End of story. As far as the behind the scenes info goes, there's a lot to talk about. Primarily from Willow Seals, who developed a unique friendship with J-Law on set and after all was said and done in terms of shooting the 2-part conclusion. So see, this is on her time on set, working with the tributes, and working with J-Law in particular. So see, it's the saving grace as far as behind the scenes info is concerned. Now, everyone does their fair share of dishing out good behind-the-scenes statistics and details. The only mention of post-production for any of these books is here, the mind behind the music. from Lord. Thank the Lord, as a genuine Hunger Games fan, the two-time Grammy winner proved herself the perfect candidate to curate the soundtrack. Ella Yelich O'Connor, 18, that would be Lord, one of Taylor Swift's BFFs. So that should get your attention. I'm not taking any of these posters out. If anything, I might give some consideration to Katniss Everdeen because she looks definitely fire in this. And I hate Urban Internet slang, but there you go. Retail price is $11.99 US. Displayed until January 29th, 2015. Now we go to the Hunger Games Catchy Fire Illustrated Movie Companion. Authored by Kate Egan. It's from Scholastic Press, New York. Now this is definitely one-upped this and the other Us Weekly Collector's Bag for the Hunger Games Catchy Fire in terms of behind-the-scenes photography and, of course, coverage of the unique Hunger Games fandom that you see in the background, all exquisitely holding up their three-finger salute signs. That's like the standard salute in Pan Am, that unique dystopia of a battleground. That's the setting for all these films. And there's Liam Hemsworth signing books for excited fans, even taking some time in his Instagram post to acknowledge them. And I will quote, "Thank you so much to all of the amazing fans. Love you guys." Good boy, Liam. Good boy. Now once again, in terms of behind the scenes photos, this is definitely one of both Hunger Games Collector's Mags. And just like Us Weekly's Collector's Magazines for the Hunger Games, this one is definitely thoroughly descriptive, detailed, and informative. It is packed with plenty of behind-the-scenes info to keep you satiated in photography and descriptions of life on set. The one flaw against this, though, other than brief mentions of heading into post-production and using IMAX cameras, that's Image Maximus, there's no mention of post-production in here at all, which means no mention of ADR, no mention of visual effects, no mention of sound mixing, editing, dubbing, negative cutting, okay, that one's pretty boring, and no mention of the music, soundtrack or score, and of the three creative tributes that stood throughout all of the film franchise besides Nina Jacobson of Color Force and John Kulik, both of the producers. The creative tribute I'm talking about is Oscar nominee, I wish he was an Oscar winner, James Newton Howard, one of the titans of film music. He was the composer for all four films, under Gary Ross's direction of the first one, and Francis Lawrence taking over the remaining three films. He is excluded from this book and the other books which I've bought, which is a shame. A real shame. Why don't we give that guy some love? But other than that, I really gotta give my hand to this book for one-upping the Collector's Mags. I think you'll like this very much, especially that two-page photo right there. The one issue I have with this franchise as a whole is that some fans are going to pay special attention, maybe even more attention, to the love triangle between Katniss and Peeta and Gale than the action that surrounds them in Pan Am, which is a shame. I will concede that the action throughout the entire saga is head and shoulders above than Twilight, which is another Summit Entertainment / Lionsgate property. Summit Entertainment is now owned by Lionsgate, so they both can share the glory of both of these film franchises, making them some tremendous big bucks. And yes, this film franchise boasts some Oscar-winning and nominated talent, and J-Law can count herself as among them. And the franchise has also been nominated for a few Golden Globes, one for each of the songs originally composed for the first three films. So there's that too. So all in all, this has a lot of staying power, and in my house, it's no exception. So I'll rate these later, but for right now, we better get to the other Hunger Games stuff around here which have not been properly graded. So let's get to that now. So here we have the Hunger Games Catching Fire Us Weekly Collector's Mag. Same retail price, but different second-hand price. 99 cents. And got it for a good discount. I don't know if it was 25 or 50% off. Oh yeah, 50% off. So 44 cents I think for this, which is really hard to complain about. I've already done a review on this, and it's pretty much the same as Mockingjay. So same amount of behind-the-scenes photos, and same amount of content, same amount of interviews with the cast and crew, although this has a few ads. Mockingjay magazine has no ads whatsoever. I have it sitting on top of the Josh Hutcherson cutout, which I purchased over the holidays, and I already reviewed it, but it was already standing up. I want to show you how to unfold this to get it to work. This thing is folded into quarters, into sections, so you just flop it down like so. This section here, this is the support beam in the back. Man, you better cooperate, or I'm throwing you in the garbage heap. Just kidding, I wouldn't do that. Anyway, section here you also connect this support beam to this. There are two of them in the back, and there you go. You got Peter Mellock. Does he stand up? Yes. In fact, let's get a good top-bottom view of Peter Mellock in all of his glory for $14.99. It gave my mother quite a good scare, and I think it's worth it every once in a while to pull this out and give somebody a real good scare. If you're in love with Josh Hutcherson, I know you would go way beyond my rating of a 0 to 5, but I'm going to give this guy 1, 2, 3, 4 claps. It's a nice gag gift for the anti-Hunger Games fans, myself included. And Josh Hutcherson is a solid actor outside of the Hunger Games too, so there's that. We have one more magazine left, and this one I did not buy. It's very similar to Us Weekly, although it's from People magazine, and it covers Catching Fire too in its own way. Although it has a few special sections that make it stand out. Have a look at that. The Katniss look. Snag these casual, cool pieces to achieve her effortless style. And that doesn't just apply to the clothing, but also to hair. Get Prim's braid. We create this twisted plait, or plait, with instructions from celeb stylist Christopher Naselli. Fired up! From nail polish to dolls to jewelry, here are some Catching Fire treats coming to a store near you. This is Catching Fire merch, from phone cases, to posters, to notebooks, to water bottles, to novelty dolls, to t-shirts, and even Capital Glamour. CoverGirl, whose products were used to create Catching Fire beauty looks, has partnered with Lionsgate to release a limited edition makeup line, Capital Collection, inspired by the film. This is the section I'm most privy of, fond of. Meet a real Katniss. These parents named their firstborn daughter after the Catching Fire heroine. I kid you not. Parents are naming their children, and even their pets I presume, after the characters in the film. From Katniss to Frederick. One couple named their adventurous and quote independent son after the hunky quote boy from District 4. Now, I'm showing this section with great Paramount detail because I have a friend who is in the Hunger Games fandom. This video is dedicated to her as a whole, Linda Bucky. She has a couple of posters in her room, and I assume she has the DVDs at home. She loves the Hunger Games. And I am no saint. As you recall, I have a Josh Hutcherson cutout at my house! So yeah, I want you to pay close attention to this. So, as of the day of this filming, it was $1.99 and for 25% off. November 2013, 158 amazing photos, meet the new tributes. To sum it up, retail price is $10.99. To summarize this has run up the Us Weekly Catching Fire Collector's Magazine in terms of service to the fandom, because this has a fandom section that this does not have. And it has statistics, I kid you not, statistics by numbers. how many people it took, how many hours it took, the number of materials used to create the wedding dress for Katniss. And some other sections featuring those statistics by numbers. But otherwise, more of the same. I give it a 4 out of 5. It's very nice. So, those are 5 Hunger Games items in all for this video. And out of a possible score of 25, let's rate them all. So, Catching Fire is getting a 4.5. The Us Weekly Collector's Mags for Mockingjay and Catching Fire, and the cutout, plus the People Magazine Catching Fire Collector's Edition, they all get a 4. So, 25 points at stake, 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20 and a half. 20 and a half out of 25. I must say, that is a more than gracious grade for the Hunger Games products that I have in total. You won't catch me dead watching any of the films in these franchises, but I will say, for the deals I got with all 3 of these books, the odds were definitely in my favor, and I hope the same for you. And undoubtedly, there are more Hunger Games movie companion books to be found. As a matter of fact, I got a little preview of what was to come if I ever see it at the thrift store right here. See that? Hopefully the odds will be in my favor still in the very near future. Thanks for watching, and here's to 3 years of overcoming those odds and bringing Hollywood home on a budget. I'll catch you on the thrift side.